Good day everyone, welcome to another episode in our series. Together we'll learn how to be better pet owners and how to make our pets happier. Join us. Today we will talk about abandoned dogs. We dedicate this episode to a little furry friend who successfully found his home. We also want to thank the people who helped us in this. Our little friend was lucky. He just wandered away from home. But just ask yourself, how many such abandoned animals there are in just one day in the world? People leave and abandon not only dogs, but also cats and other pets in large numbers. Usually, they are cute and an attraction for the first few days in a new house, and then either they grow, or they are simply not interesting anymore. They become a liability, and then end up abandoned on the street. The same is the case with non-breed dogs. They cannot be sold for money, so they often end up unwanted and discarded. You can watch a video about mixed-breed dogs on our channel and see for yourself how wonderful they really are. You can find the link for this video in the description. In this episode, we give you just a few tips on what you can and should do when you find a lost dog, or in our case puppy. Tip number 1. Getting off the street. In the first moments, this is perhaps the most important advice. Abandoned or lost puppy or dog will roam the streets and after people looking for help, shelter and food. In doing so, he risks being hit by a car or being driven further and further away from home. If we add bad weather conditions, excessively hot and cold weather and rain, we come to the conclusion that all this is extremely dangerous for the dog's health. That is why one of the most important things for the very beginning is to remove the dog from the street to a safe place, from where it will either return home or find a new home. Of course, always offer him food and water, and a quiet place to rest and regain his strength. Tip number 2. Advertising. The next most important thing you can do is advertise your new four-legged friend. You can do this through social networks, animal protection societies or other organizations that are engaged in adopting animals in your area. Usually, the owner of the stray animal is found, or a new home. Another exceptional thing and help would be to read the microchip if the animal has one. The owner is automatically found because all the data is on him. Chip reading can only be done by a veterinarian because he has a reading device. That brings us directly to the next advice. Tip number 3. Visit to the vet. In addition to being able to read the chip if the animal has one, veterinarian can also give special health advice for the animal and determine its current state of health. Usually one of the main tips and recommendations is related to cleaning from fleas, intestinal parasites, bathing and vaccination. If the animal has any health problems, it should be treated immediately. If there is a need for anything additional, your friendly veterinarian and his staff will tell you and help you. In the last case, if the puppy does not belong to anyone and a suitable home cannot be found for it, consider whether there is room in your home and heart for one or another one pet. Maybe fate brought you together. Who knows? We hope that we have helped you with these tips and that you now know what are the first and basic things you can do when you find a lost dog. All this is quite applicable to cats and some other species, but for dogs this is the most common practice. Have you ever helped a lost or abandoned dog or any other animal? What did you do to help them? Write to us, share your experience with us, and help us help someone who desperately needs our help. Our animals deserve all the help they can get, and believe they will be infinitely grateful. That would be all for today's lesson. Join us in the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Also ring that bell so you don't miss the next class. Stay safe and happy. And don't forget, love and respect all your pets and enjoy the time you are given to spend together.